Example 1. Now annual lease rent they've given you is 50,000 at the end of each year. Okay, paid at the end of each year. Lease period is 5 years. Guaranteed residual value is 25,000. Unguaranteed residual value is 15,000. Fair value at the inception of lease is 2 lakhs. Now this is a very similar concept you would have studied earlier. Okay, now let's just first make a table. Okay, uh, how many period? 5 years is the lease period, so we'll make for 5 years 1 2. Okay, now this is for lease payments, and this is for guaranteed residual value and unguaranteed residual value. Now why do we do this? Now minimum lease payments plus unguaranteed residual value. Okay, this is nothing but from the lessor's perspective. Now when you actually find out the interest rate implicit in lease, it is nothing but you are doing IRR. And in FM you would have learned what IRR is. Yes, how do you find IRR? The same way we have to find what is the interest rate. So we are actually taking two rates. We are taking 10% and we are taking 14%. Okay, you can take any percent, you can take 15%, 16%, 17%. Okay, so take any two rates and then find what the IRR is. So minimum lease payment is 50,000 every year. So for 5 years, so 50,000, 50,000. Then once this is done, we have to find what is the guaranteed residual value. Here the question, what does it say? Guaranteed residual value is 25,000. Then unguaranteed residual value is 15,000. Now this portion is your minimum lease payment. Okay, and this is unguaranteed residual value. Okay, so we have to find out what is the rate. Why? Because the interest rate implicit in lease is what? It is that discounting rate where the present value of minimum lease payment and unguaranteed residual value equals the fair value. Okay, so what exercise we are trying to do here is finding out the present value. Okay, for two different types of rates. So this would be your present values for both these discounting rates. Now they've asked you to find what is the interest rate implicit in lease. Okay, now we've taken two rates. One is 10% and the other is 14%. Okay, now this has to meet what? This has to equal your fair value. Your fair value is how much? 2 lakh rupees. Yeah, now I need to find what is the interest rate at which the present values will equal your fair value. Now if I take 10%, okay, my present value is 2,14,340, and if I take 14%, okay, my present value is 1,92,360. Okay, I need to find that discounting rate where it actually equals 2 lakh rupees. Okay, which means I have to, now here you see, as and when you increase your the rate of interest, your present value decreases, which means I have to actually keep increasing until and unless I actually find this interest rate. Okay, so how will I find this? I will do the same IRR principle. So I will start from 10%. So to this 10%, how much distance I need to cover? I need to cover this distance, which is, how much is this? 14,340. That is the distance I need to cover. Okay, so 14,340 is what I will write. Now the question is, this 14,000 out of the total distance, what is my total distance? My actual total distance is this. Okay, how much is the total difference? It is 21,980. Yes, so that is what I need to find out. So out of 21,980, I have to climb how much? 14,340. Okay, now this is per percentage. I have to go, I have to use the same fraction per percentage. Why? Because I have to increase per percentage. Yes, so what is the difference in percentage? It is how much? 4%. So I will take 4%. So when we solve this inequality, you will get 12.6%. Okay, so 12.6% is the interest rate where my present value equals fair value. So this interest rate is nothing but 12.60. Okay, so my IRR is 12.60, and here my interest rate implicit in lease in the first question is 12.60%. Okay, fine. Example 2. Now it says compute the present value minimum lease payment using the data of example 1. What will be the accounting entry to be passed in the books of the, that is lessee, not lease, it is lessee, in the books of the lessee. Okay, now we'll have to find the same thing. Now here we are actually talking in the books of the lessee. Yes, now when we did the IRR, we used what? We used MLP and unguaranteed residual value. This was from whose perspective? This was from the lessor's perspective. Yes, now when we actually find out at what value we have to recognize this lease in the books of the lessee. So what did we learn? We have to recognize the asset and the liability at lower of what? Minimum lease payment from the lessee's perspective and the fair value. Okay, so if I have to find what is the minimum lease payment from lessee's perspective, what do I have to consider? I have to consider lease payment and only the guaranteed residual value. Unguaranteed will not come. Okay, so I will only find for the lease rentals I pay and only for the guaranteed residual value. Okay, so this is nothing but the lease payments which we have to pay yearly. Yeah, then this is guaranteed residual value, which is 25,000. Now question is, what is the discounting factor I have to use? Now they have asked you to find the present value. The present value will obviously be at the rate of interest we just found, which is 12.6%. Yes, so what will be the discounting factor? You will do 1 divided by 1 plus 12.6, and you will find the discounting factor. So discounting factor is 0.89. So your present value is 44,500. The next is 0.790. You have 39,500. Then you have 0.700. Then you have 35,000. You have 0.622. Have 31,100. You have 0.552. And you have 27,600. Then you have same thing, because 5 and 5, it's going to be the same thing. So what is going to be unguaranteed residual value? 13,800. Therefore, what is your present value? The present value is 1,91,500. The question is, what is the value at which you will record? It is nothing but the present value of minimum lease payment or fair value, whichever is lesser. Present value of minimum lease payment is 1,91,500 and fair value of the asset is 2 lakhs. Yes, the question is at what value I will recognize the asset. I will recognize at the lower of that amount, which is 1,91,500. Okay, and they've also asked you the entry which has to be passed. Yes, what did we say? This has to record an asset as well as a liability. So what will be the entry? Your entry will be asset account debit to, now this is the asset entry. Then you have liabilities, which is lessor's account. Yes, how much? 1,91,500. Okay, this is going to be the entry that you pass. Fine. So until now, what did we do? We actually found out what the IRR is, which is 12.6%. Based on the IRR, we found out what is the value at which the asset is to be recorded in the books of the lessee. Okay. Next, example 3. Using data of example 1 and assuming zero residual value, allocate finance charge over the lease period. Now, zero residual value is just given there. Okay. Even though residual value is 0, now this is given with respect to whether to consider guaranteed residual value or not. Yes. Now, if the lessee has guaranteed a portion of residual value, it becomes the liability. Yes. When is he guaranteeing? He's guaranteeing at the start of the lease. If he's guaranteeing at the start of the lease, which means if at the end of the lease term, if the residual value is 0, he still has to pay the guaranteed residual value. Why? Because it's still a liability. Okay, so we have to allocate now the finance charge. Yes, the third point when we discuss that a finance charge has to be apportioned between the lease payment has to be apportioned between finance charge and the other outstanding liabilities. That is what we are going to do now. Now, how do you apportion? Now, this is for how many years? This is for 5 years. Okay, so we're going to do the same computation here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, such kind of statement you would have done in FM also. Okay, I'm just going to borrow the same concepts. Now at year 1, okay, you have to find out what is the finance charge and principal. Okay, so at year 0, at what value are you recording? You're recording at this value. Yes, you're recording an asset as well as a liability. So you will show the same outstanding here, which is 1,91,500. Yes, this is the amount outstanding. Okay, then what is the minimum lease payments you're paying? You're paying 50,000 every year. Okay, and this 50,000 is what we have to bifurcate between the finance charge and the principal portion. Okay, for the last year you will have to take the lease payment plus the guaranteed residual value. Okay, so that is why I'm writing 75. This is nothing but 50,000 plus 25,000 of guaranteed residual value. Okay, now finance charge, the question is finance charge will be at what percentage? It will be at 12.6 percentage. That is nothing but the constant rate of interest. Okay, nothing but implicit rate of interest. So what will be my finance charge for the first year? It will be 1,91,500 into 12.6 percentage. Yes, so my finance charge will be around 24,129. Yes, now 24,129 is nothing but, how did I get? That is 1,91,000 into the percentage. Now I have paid how much? I paid 50,000. Now what is this? This is interest rate implicit in lease, which basically means that this is the lease amount which is being paid. Now this lease amount includes a percentage of interest. Yes, we do not know how much that is. That is why we are actually taking what base? We are taking interest rate implicit in lease. Okay, so that is why this 50,000 will be bifurcated into interest rate and principal. So if interest rate or interest is 24,129, what will be principal portion? Now how am I calculating principal portion? It is nothing but 50,000 minus 24,129. Okay, that is nothing but the principal portion I will get. So 25,851. So if you add the finance charge and principal portion, it has to meet or be equal to the MLP. Okay, now the first installment, that is 50,000 which you paid in year 1, includes 25,871 of principal portion. Therefore your principal will then reduce from 1,91,000 to 1,65,629. Now how did I get this number? It is nothing but 1,91,500 minus the principal portion, which is 25,871. Okay, so to that extent my principal portion reduces. Okay, then similarly you have to go do the same thing. Now for the second year, what will be the interest? It will be 1,65,629 into 12.6 percentage. Okay, you're going to get 2869. Yes, now out of 50,000, 2869 is interest, so the remaining is nothing but the principal portion, 29,131. Yes, now your principal portion outstanding, as you've already paid that, so outstanding will reduce from 1,65,629 minus this 29,131. It is 1,36,498. Yes, next for year 3, again you're paying interest on 1,36,498. Okay, so your interest portion is going to be 17,199. Okay, then the 50 out of 50,000 interest is 17,199. So your principal portion is 32,801. Yes, now your outstanding will reduce from 1,36,498 to 1 lakh 1 lakh 3,697. Okay, there's nothing but 1,36,498 minus 32,801. Then again, fourth year, you're going to pay interest at 12.6 percentage on 1,03,697, which is going to be 13,066. Yes, out of 50,000, 13,066 is interest, which means the remaining is principal. So 36,934 is principal. So your outstanding reduces to 66,763. Okay. Now coming to the last year. Now here, your at the end of the day, your balance outstanding should be 0. Okay. Now ideally what you do is 66,763 into 12.6 percentage you will do, you'll get your finance charge. Okay, but here you have to match your outstanding to 0. Okay, so there might be some rounding of differences, so you just want to adjust it in the finance charge. So your principal you will just directly take here, which is 66,763, and whatever is the difference between 75 and 66,763, you will get your finance charge. Okay, which is 8,237. Okay, so this is how you will actually allocate your finance charge for every year. For year 1 it is 24,129, year 2 it is 20,869, year 3 17,199, year 4 is 1366, and last is 8,237. So therefore your total finance charge is going to be 83,500. Okay, and how much have you paid? Your total minimum payment, which is 2,75,000, out of which, okay, 83,500 is interest. Therefore how much is principal portion will be the same thing, 1,91,500. Okay, so your minimum lease payment actually includes a percentage of finance charge which you are bifurcating now. Clear? You would have done the same questions in FM also. Okay, so by that we'll go to the next question. So now here, once you've allocated, okay, now they have not asked you in the question to find the entries here. Okay, now before I go to the fourth question, let's first write down the entries which could come for finance charge. So first entry is finance charge to lesser. Yeah, next entry is what? Lesser's account debit to what? Bank account, and then is what? P&L to finance charge. Yes, these are the entries we had written. So we just have to fill. Now we're just going to do for the first year. Okay, first year finance charge account debit 24,129. So you're going to create, you're accruing your finance charge. So to this principal portion here, you will actually add up this finance charge. Fine. Then from the same account, which is the lessers account, where you had actually accrued your principal and the first year's interest, you're going to pay how much? 50,000 of lease. So lease account, lessers account debit to bank 50,000. So you've actually paid the first installment. Then you're going to transfer the finance charge to the P&L. So P&L account debit to finance charge 24,129, 24,129. Yeah, these are the entries you will actually pass, okay, for the finance charge.